It's not as if Jayson Tatum had a terrible game, 28 points, 8 of 19 shooting. But the plus minus, he was minus 36 on the game. Jaylen Brown, 5 for 17, had a terrible second half. What is going on with Boston superstars?
Well, some of this is the Warriors' defense. I thought their scrambling defense was great. They were in help positions throughout the game. When Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown would get dribble penetration and try to make passes, they were rotating out of that, creating steals. Steph had 3 of them. Shot selection is a little bit of this. There's far too much one-on-one. If you go back to game 1, specifically in that fourth quarter, the ball movement side to side, dribble penetration, on time, on target passes, they were getting all that. They weren't getting any of that last night. The Celtics shot 6 for 37 off the dribble. Think about that. That's 16. That's terrible, terrible offense. And against a great Warriors defense, that's not sustainable.
And you've talked over and over again about the turnovers. We were just seeing them there. You see the numbers right here. And CJ, the other part of this is, look, Tatum again, 28 points. But one thing I find interesting about him is I feel like these playoffs have been his arrival to superstardom. Everybody talks about him. This could be one of the top 5 players in the game. But it kind of seems like in many ways he can't be that superstar for 4 quarters, that takeover guy. What are you seeing out of Tatum? And are you seeing this kind of limitation?
I don't think it's limitation. I think it's the Warriors' defense, and I also think it's him adjusting to the attention that he's getting now. First team All-NBA, averages 27 points per game. Our expectation of him is higher than it was ever before, and I think
too high, perhaps.
Not too high.
Okay.
I mean, he had an off night and he had 28. We're talking about a guy who just had 13 assists in game 1. He's evolved as a playmaker. He's evolved as a scorer. But I think what JJ talked about is right. He's got to be more aggressive getting downhill. Early on in the game, transition 3-on-2 opportunity, he stopped and shot a 3. 6'8", 6'9". You got to put pressure on the rim, draw the defenses, and kick because the Warriors are always loading up against you.
But doesn't the aggression lead to turnovers, and that was part of the problem last night?
Well, some of that is the Warriors' scrambling defense, and some of it is driving without a plan. And Jaylen Brown had one of those plays in the first half where he did his 1-2 Euro. He got up off of 1 foot, nowhere to go, good defense, and he threw it away. With Tatum, Jeff Van Gundy brought this up on the broadcast last night. I thought it was important. There's too many times where he has a size advantage on a switch, and he's using that James Harden rip through to try to draw fouls when he gets closer to the basket. He needs to just shoot over the top and just score and keep the game simple. I think he gets himself into trouble sometimes in trying to draw fouls, and then all of a sudden a wild shot, or then he's got to pass late and it's a turnover.
See, I think this is interesting. You're talking about him being a little bit more aggressive. You're also talking about
I think it's this. I think it's more thinking the game.
Okay.
I think it's, look, every player has to be aggressive. CJ, when CJ steps on the court, he's got to be aggressive. But it's the thinking the game part where we've seen great growth there, and we've seen an evolution there. Game 1 is a great example of that. His shot selection was great. He just shot poor. He was excellent as a playmaker in Game 1. To me, that's the part of his game where, he's a top 8 player to me right now. If he wants to be a top 5, top 4 player, that's the part. It's that LeBron James every possession thinking and manipulating the defense.
Yeah, they're going to need that indeed if they want to win Game 3.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.